Themlootlads.
There we go.
Ah.
There we go. We told you we could do it.
Lovely. I adore whatever that was. Honestly, the toughest challenge in the game, really.
Real hardest boss.
Yeah, hardest boss was this thing. I needed to... Lord knows how I get up here normally.
Lord of Change knows.
Lord of Change knows. It gets the grav pulse grenade, really. Or whatever that thing is called.
Oh, yeah. We could
yeah.
have tried rocket jumping, couldn't we?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Is this the AA meeting?
Yeah, the...
Ooh. That's the ooh meeting. That's for monkeys. Ooh.
Why are you laughing? You're getting volcated. Unless it tickles.
Yeah, we never really thought of what they're feeling.
What'd be fucked up is that you're disintegrating, but it kind of tickles a little bit. Which, I hate tickling, so that's like double worse.
Are you ticklish?
I am, and
Ooh,
it sucks.
That's rough.
I think I just have really, really like shitty sensitive skin. So anytime like anything touches me and any connotation, I'm just like, and I get. Trust me, my partners do make fun of me because of it.
I am not ticklish really, which is kind of.
Thank God! Don't ever be ticklish. It's like it's a trap.
It's a weakness.
Yeah,
weakness of the body.
People who find it funny to tickle people, awful. Like it's the top one worst possible thing you could do to a person who is ticklish.
The only problem for me was like I would be like, yeah, I'm not really ticklish, and then people would be like, try to tickle me, and then it would just hurt because they like really grind it in there because they're like, well, you gotta be ticklish if I just fucking like mash it harder.
That only proves to me how much of a fucking psychopath you need to be to tickle somebody. It's like, oh, evidently I'm just not doing it strong enough, and then you just claw that person's back like.
That is a very spicy take that I like.
Spicy? I don't think so, bud.
I think to be a psychopath to tickle people.
As soon as I learned that there was a tickle fetish, I'm like, fucking excuse me? And it's not like...
Yeah, and I want to be a part of it, and I can't.
I can't because I hate being tickled.
I can't be tickled. You know how unhorny I am?
Here's the thing about like that type of shit is it's definitely a torture fetish. Like it's definitely the person being tickled is not having a good time type of thing.
It's ball busting, but like not quite. Almost though.
It's family friendly ball busting. That's all tickling is family friendly ball busting. And I will not take that statement back. That's absolutely true in my mind.
Oh Christ, that's cursed. That just gets to live on the internet now, huh?
If there was a movement justifying fucking tickle fetish, like it's not actually that bad considering it. Like no, it's worse.
Yeah, it's so much worse than you ever thought.
Yeah. Think of the worst, grossest shit you can think of on the internet. Tickling for me is worse. Yes, that includes that. Yeah, right. That's how serious I am about it.
Man's making it a mission.
Just get that fucking tag out of here. I don't want to kink shame. I don't want to, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If you're a fucking tickler, I'm going to fucking come to your... If you're a fucking tickler, dude...
Here comes the tickler.
No. I'm gonna fucking... I'm Arkham Asyluming that guy. Like, I'm man against tickling. I need a fucking, like, brotherhood or something in order for me to express how I truly feel about the tickles. Because as much as I'm saying stuff right now, it's only layer deep. It's only like it's just the surface of how I feel about it.
Your life has ended. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was actually very good, especially during tickle bit. Like
during tickle bit. Yeah,
I cannot imagine what this thumbnail is gonna look like.
Just a feather. That's it. Just a very innocuous feather. I'm not ticklish anywhere, and people would fucking like jam into my sides and armpits when I wasn't fucking paying attention, just to see if like I was lying.
So I need you to think about that statement, and you need to confirm with me that that is psychopath behavior, right?
It's, I don't know, when I say I'm not ticklish, people take it as a challenge, and
yeah,
I wouldn't say
exactly that. Yeah, that's giving them an excuse to touch you in a way that like they want to do harm to you because they want to tickle you.
I guess. Yeah, I'm not intrinsically saying that you're incorrect.
Thank you.
I don't know if I fully agree that it's full-on psychopath behavior, but it's approaching.
I'd say it's already there. Like, you're actively trying to do something that the person doesn't want you to do. Wait, are skaters?
Ooh, that's so many skaters.
Ooh, he said he was a skater boy, and I said, see you later, boy. Oh, I'm not good enough for you.
Oh. You only have
Yeah,
so
this
much.
episode's kind of been bagging, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
Yeah, pat yourself on the back some more.
you know what? I'm a fucking comedian, dude. Shit.
Yeah, so that is to say that if we do gain any popularity, you hear this and we're at a convention, do not try to tickle us. Don't try to tickle me, don't try to tickle him.
I will literally call the police on you. You have no idea. Any connotation.
No, not consent not given.
Even if you ask and I say yes, I'm still calling the cops. Like, you should just know.
Not really much of a leg to stand on, but like... Cops are called. Ooh. Goop. Goop. You think they were ticklish? Did you press the button?
Yes, I did. The door opened. I was just checking to see if there's anywhere else to go.
Sometimes you and buttons don't gel well.
Look, all right. We've solved our differences. It's fine.
Did you? How'd it go? How was the discussion?
The door opened. That's all you need to know. Look,
That's all I'm going to say about that meeting. It was closed door for a reason.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that 100% of our problems that we had with each other are resolved, because it never really is, but we compromise.
Yeah. All right, cool.
If I press the button, the door opens, and that's all we really needed in that case. Like, that's the understanding we had.
So, because I am totally hip with the kids, I was on TikTok, and there's a beef, apparently, with a lockpicker and a dude who is a home security guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because he's selling, like, these door jamb locks that are supposed to be, like, 100% pick-proof, and then he's like, look at me with this milk jug, and I break in. And it turns out those locks, he's just trying to flip from AliExpress for $2.
That sounds like a TikTok advertiser.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. I'm watching that unfold.
That shit happens, like, literally all of the time. It's really funny.
I love weird internet beefs, man. It gives me life.
There wasn't even, like, a beef, but there's a guy who is, like, as a trade, is a I don't actually specifically know, but he operates a lot of machines and power tools and what have you.
Okay.
And he reviews little, like, videos and advertisements for very, very cheaply made tools that the videos of, like... Because evidently someone wanted to market them for people to buy them. Like, oh, hey, look at my tool. It's better than all the other tools.
Yeah.
To the point where he starts to open up videos and, like, reviews how well the tool was actually, like, on purpose, or, like, how they use the tool. Everyone who makes those fucking advertisements don't actually know how to use that fucking tool at all. And, like, they have to make up shitty scenarios as to, like, why you would want this tool. Like, there was a guy who has a concrete drill, right?
Okay.
And for some reason, they put in the scenario, like, what every carpenter or what every construction worker, like, falls into. Like, that was a mine I ran into,
Yeah.
whatever. Where there was a guy trying to drill concrete, like, 10 feet away.
Of course.
But the extension cord was just short enough for whenever he goes to the concrete, that unplugged itself. And that was the problem that we want to solve with battery-operated concrete drills. Was not get a longer extension cord for a more, like, proper power supply. But, by the way, this entire heavy-duty fucking construction kit is battery-opped. And one battery fits all of these tools. But specifically, if you wanted to, like... It's kind of like the equivalent of, you know, those mobile game ads where they absolutely fucking suck shit at the mobile game for very obvious reasons, and it gets you to buy it. It's exactly that, but for power tools, and it's really funny.
There is...
Especially also where, when they get close up with the hands, a lot of the people that do those videos are the same like people or same company. So you recognize them by their hands because they're fucking disfigured to all hell because of probably like they not being able to use or not knowing how to use those power tools.
Fair.
So like literally like fingers off, and when he recognizes us, oh hey, it's Fingers McGee, like that type of deal. Like
This sounds very Where Did the Soda Go style.
yeah.
One of my favorite subreddits. Just infomercials of their bad acting.
Yeah, it's super funny.
Still, my favorite, like, Where Did the Soda Go moment, or, like, you know, people showing how you need this product to change your life and how inept it is somebody trying to cut a piece of bread with a wooden door wedge.
Look, man, I don't have any knives in my home. I have to cut bread with my wedge. Like, what else is the cutting wedge for? If not to cut.
So he tries to prop open the door. He just, no, fucking, no, you're not going to put that through the dishwasher? Ooh. Plaguetoticus.
What's up here? Yeah.
Man. I think he's goo. Yeah, he's definitely goo.
Give out the college second. Hi?
Woohoo, hidden goo.
I hate it when people hide my goo, dude. I want to know where my goo is at all times.
Things I hate. Being tickled. Hidden goo.
Yeah, you're learning a lot about me this session, really.
Really good.
Yeah. Have any other questions that I might have a hot take about? Don't say onions, because we all know.
That's barely even a take at this point.
Yeah, because everyone agrees with me. I'm pro onion. I would say you want to know.
I'd say your like normal potatoes thing's more of a heated debate.
Look, all I'm saying is if you want mashed potatoes, you only think of one style potato.
Cancel them.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so if you
No.
I'm not going that deep. I don't want Signet to yell at me again.
Here's that bait.
you baited me by not baiting me. You just said one statement of it, Ian.
That great meme I see every time anybody does that. It's like I'm not falling for it. That's clearly a fetish.
I like calling I watch this came from Dota. If people do something strange or like they desperately try to do the exact same thing over and over again, he calls it perverted. Like he calls people like Pudge is a character that you hide and you pull people to you so that your team can fuck them up. But when Pudges just hide in the trees waiting for that perfect moment to hook a guy, he calls them perverts because it's like, no one plays like this. You go out there and you play the game. If you're doing this, you're like, it's the equivalent of you like looking for material to get yourself off. Like this is nasty. This is gross. Like go out there. There's so many other things that you can do.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah. I absolutely love the connotation of that. It's Jenkins, by the way. If you ever want to watch Dota content, he's very easy to watch. I love him.
I never will.
Just in case you were curious, like, oh man, I wonder what this fucking Dota game's about. I'd promote the channel. He's a pretty cool guy.
Every so often, I'll fall into the pit of like video essay on YouTube. That's way longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, me too. I love that shit. That's primarily my content now, besides VTubers, and even then, it's slowing down. And by slowing down, I mean I actually watch streams now. Yeah, I know, blasphemy. I'm actually at the level where I'm watching streams just to like have a background noise, which I've always kind of done so, but sometimes I just like kind of get lost in it, and that's the only thing I do is I sit down to watch a stream, and that's my day, which is kind of a shame.
A little rough.
Or to play RuneScape. It's always been background noise, but like it's just stuff to drone out too.
Yeah, my background noise is either wrestling or just random shit I find on YouTube.
Yeah, that's good. It was also part of my like content, I guess a content problem, where like I kind of want to watch produced shit. Like I completely have not watched any show or any publication of anything, specifically because I'm addicted to YouTube.
Oof.
Yeah, and now I finally got back into watching anime, and I gotta say, it's been pretty fucking great.
Yeah, that's why I made the anime nerds thing, just because I was like, I want a reason to watch anime again, and very glad I did. Watched all of Trigun Stampede, by the way.
There you go. I need to catch up on that. I'm kind of waiting for him to have free time so we can watch it.
I have mixed. Overall positive.
I've had mixed feelings about how the direction of that was, of that. Because I think they weren't going to do the hardcore shit like what they did in the original Trigun.
They went pretty fucking hard in some places.
Okay, very good. I mean, they do go hard. Don't get me wrong. Like the fucking first time that Knife shows up, I'm like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they've got some interesting spicy moments. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but there are characters that are wholly changed or even not even in it, and I'm a little disappointed about that.
I mean, yeah, I feel like if anyone got axed, it's the guy that like your favorite guy, I think.
He is in there, and he's just completely different.
Ah, that's a shame.
Well, not completely, but he's definitely not the same.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little too spicy for Netflix.
But Stampede kind of acts like a prequel. So, yeah, it might follow a little bit more if they're doing a second season, which I think they're confirmed for.
Oh, very good. Honestly, I think the updated...
Oh.
You heard that, right?
That was a spooky noise.
I think the updated art style is worth it to watch alone.
It's pretty neat.
Like
it took me a while to get into it.
I enjoy the old style like anime stuff, especially where they literally just did whatever they wanted a lot of the time. But I really like that particular animation style. Like I think that's going to be like more of the norm moving forward.
Yeah, well, like you're able to inject a lot of subtle personality now.
Yeah.
Without like doing too many frames or like doing too many drawings or anything.
I wonder if that style of animation is like production hell, or if it's just because they have better resources in which to replicate stuff.
I feel like it should be easier just because everything's rigged instead of drawn.
Well, everything's rigged, as well as like, again, we have more tech to make things easier than old anime had.
They do really fucking cool action scenes though.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing.
That's like the first action scene that happened. I was like, oh yeah, we're fucking into this. So, it did take me a while to jive with it, but yeah, the beautiful fucking... Vash is still kind of badass. They explore the potential powers that he might have, kind of like how Knives has powers.
Yeah.
A little bit more, which is neat. They changed up intrinsically how a couple things happen, which is fine-ish.
Fine in like if you're a purist you won't like it type of thing, or fine as in like it's just kind of they diluted the idea.
I wouldn't say they diluted it, but they definitely like adjacent it in a way that was like, yeah, okay, but this kind of changes this one character a little bit.
I mean, a lot of things are different. Like, I feel like that's just kind of have to be expected, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have no problem with them changing up a lot of stuff. Like, if they want to tell a different thing, then by all means.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what they were trying to tell, because it's clearly a prequel, and a lot of the stuff that was in this prequel was stuff that was kind of established to be different before even the main show happened.
Interesting.
Like, I don't want to do spoilers. That's the one thing I don't want to do. But yeah, because you know how Vash has a robot arm?
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different reason this time. That's as far as I'll get to it.
Well, we'll see. Again, I'm down for like I'm a big fan of change. I don't particularly care for the purist.
Yeah, I'm fine with change as long as it like makes things interesting still. And I don't think it was as interesting as the first time around.
Okay. I mean, it's a hard act to follow up, and I think even if it just goes like, if people watch it and haven't watched Trigun the original because it was old or like they got other things to do, I feel like if anything, if they watch it with someone who watched the original Trigun, there's enough of a reason to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the very least, more people will be watching Trigun.
What like the things that aren't filler is some of the best anime I've watched.
Yeah.
Because that show has a lot of garbage filler, but the moment you don't have garbage filler, like, oh, mwah. And since I rewatched it again, like, the amount of things that I remember, like, differently compared to actually finally watching it again has been nice to rectify.
It's kind of a shame how much filler the original had, i.e., like, they wanted to tote this silly goofy man as like a danger, or like they really took their time getting to the point.
Yeah. I think overall you can skip 6 or 7 episodes, which is a lot for a 24 episode series, something like that. Like some of the episodes have smidge that is like kind of neat, Like one of the episodes that is clearly filler is the first time you see like all the scars on Vash. I'm like, all right, well, it's kind of worth watching to see like how fucked up this man actually is. But at least with the Stampede, nothing's filler.
Yeah, that's probably like favorite. Like they got the Wolfwood really quickly. They kind of did Vash's deal.
Yeah.
They finally they explained why Knives is a threat as opposed to like. I mean, I like how they did it like beforehand. Like we only get to see that Knives is kind of an asshole, but you don't really understand or really get the context as to why.
You only get like Knives' interaction really at the end of it, and you're like, this guy's supposed to be like the super bad guy at the end, and that they only have really one confrontation, and that's it. And most of it was done by his lackeys.
I mean, I think that's fine. Like that was just the style of anime at the time. Like you wanted the Bushido officers type of deal. But like I feel like having less of your villain is definitely like you can have a big narrative hit on that. Like I feel like I probably might need to rewatch how they did the Knives. Like, oh, this is why he's a big deal. But the guy's been fucking talking about him for ages. Like, you know he's a bad guy. You don't really need to show him doing anything.
Yeah.
But in Stampede, he does things, and now immediately you're like, oh fuck, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Like this pathetic man needs to fight this guy. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Episode 2 is kind of like, oh, he's actually a threat, and then you don't really worry about him for a little while again. And like, if they established that in the original anime, of like, Knives is this threat for this reason, and then continued on, it would have been a little bit better of a payoff.
Oh, there's a fucking big man, I think.
There is a big man.
Sigh, I have no HP. I think it's fine how they did it, but yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not that into like the creation process, and I feel like I think both have their very like big benefits. And I feel like now that we have the comparison, yeah, that fucking Knives reveal was so fucking great that like why would they not do that type of deal? Like why didn't they do that? So I feel like the hindsight's 2020 on that one.
Yeah, I might be, I would say I'm looking at the writing in a 2020 lens versus 90s, but I mean you could still write good in the 90s.
Oh, that's why a lot of people like their shows, is because a lot of things are written badly now.
Yep.
Promised Neverland season 2, like they just completely shat the bed on that one.
Really?
Well, it was an interesting series because it had an interesting premise. Unfortunately, I'm like, this is information at the time. Like I looked into it, someone recommended it to me, and then there was like videos on like Mother's Basement and what have you. And apparently they just kind of went, you know how Game of Thrones went off script because they were waiting for the book to catch up?
Yeah.
This one went off script because they wanted to write something else. Yeah. Essentially is the vibe that I got, and how badly they fumbled the ball on that.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're being chased.
By whom? Ah! I mean, okay.
Does he come back? No, he's goo.
Yeah. It's a shame because I don't know where the health kits are.
What was I gonna say?
I'd like to get into like writing a series. I don't know. I've gotten into the not specifically content creation bug, but like I've been thinking of a lot of like scenarios and in universe type of shit.
I keep having ideas for like a one little fantasy world that I wanted to write for ages.
Yeah.
But we are living in a capitalist society where if I don't thrall myself to work, there's health. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for pointing that out.
I will
Shit.
not survive.
I kind of just not caring. I'm in the position where I could just like coast and not care, really.
Yeah.
I'm in a privileged position where if I wanted to do it, I could probably make it work.
It's just like knowing I have to wake up and do work stuff instead of just being able to wake up and do creativity.
Yeah.
Big shame. But yeah, I have a fantasy world idea, and it's kinda, I don't know, I think it's neat.
As everything I typically do, it's a little bit half-baked because my thing is I bring my attention to one thing. I am looking for enemies and I can't see them. There they are. And then I just don't follow through with stuff, i.e. like the war and what have you, but
yeah.
whatever.
What flavor, what genre, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm thinking like... I have ideas for like a lot of like casual like slice of life type of thing or hardcore fantasy. Like I had an idea about an eldritch entity. Oh fuck me, that does a lot of damage. My primary thought is a idea like slice of life thing where it's an eldritch entity trying to like you finally got a personality type of thing. Like
okay.
as a thought drifting in space, consuming everything. and they consumed so much and like hop dimensions and consumed so much that
What thing?
ooh. They develop like a personality or a complex, and they're kind of trying to figure out what they do. So the next dimension they hop, they just take over a body and kind of figure out what the beings that they're trying to eat. Ooh, this is slow motion. Ooh.
Neat.
And then there's obviously like I could do a shonen. I think shonens are like easy because all you really, well, I say easy. They are easy to make like incomplete, because all you really need to do for a shonen is here's the power set, and here's like an interesting like personality that you can attach to the protag, and then anything else is just like you can really just develop as you go.
Yeah.
To be honest, like maybe you have like that villain or that rival character that like it drives the plot along, but you can really do whatever you want, like just beginning, end, filler in the middle, which is kind of like really, really downplaying a lot of the good shonens, but that's kind of the gist you get watching it, type of deal.
I got my idea is kind of like, when I think about it right now, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of Star Warsy in a way, of like, there's not many people who use magic left, and there's one guy who wants to be like the greatest thief, like, because magic's fucked up. He's like, well, I wanted to be a wizard, can't be a fucking wizard. That was the only thing, so I'm just gonna fucking steal. That's it. I poured my life into trying to unleash like the power of magic, but like fonts don't fucking work. Like most magic, like you cannot tap into, for whatever reason. And so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go be a thief then, because the world owes me shit, I feel, and I'm going to take it one way or the other, because of all shit not working. And through his, like, thievery bullshit, because he was trying to get back at, like, whoever kind of let him down the primrose path of trying to learn magic, essentially, in the first place, he ends up stumbling on the ability to use magic just a little bit. And the person that led him down the primrose path, mostly like indirectly, like through books and shit like that, tomes and all that, comes back and it's like, so you fucking stole a chunk of my magic, and I'm here to get it back. And yeah, because I just like ages ago, I just like the concept of spell thieves.
I mean, yeah, that's just that. I feel like that particular class of characters is nice. Like, it's cool.
So that's essentially the idea I had, was like, all right, he's going to be the first person to able to use magic that isn't, or like the first person in years that is able to use magic, by almost sheer force of pissed off.
See, my particular thought and like how far I am with my idea is it's definitely just, it's in the brain. I haven't really developed it further than like scenarios in which I could put that character. Like it's essentially premise and premise alone at the moment.
For a good fantasy novel, you got to think of a good magic system. So I'm still kind of fleshing out the rules to it right now.
I was gonna say, like, how developed in the brain space is this idea for you?
I have setting. I have like most of the protagonists. I have 2 antagonists. Like, just a good couple stuff, like a good couple story beats. You know, your 3-act structure of refusal of the call, meeting with the goddess, all that stuff. Eventually, like, accepting who they are. That's all kind of like laid out in a way. It's just a matter of piecing them all together to make it work. I have a bunch of different like help you to write characters and plot software that like you can pretty much Pepe Sylvia it.
Yeah.
And that is
like a box is full of Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is kind of where I'm at.
Interesting. I
gotta go check on something, and it's next time on Loot Lads.
Oh, fair enough. I guess my main thing at the moment is I just don't have any like literary knowledge to draw from, so like my idea is literally just, here's the idea, here's it framed, and like whatever happens after that happens. Anyway, you go check out your thing next time on Loot Lads. I also hear the thing you need to check up on. So.
Yeah.